Angel of Grace, 5/4 flash flying. Prevents damage to you, and you can exit. Total becomes 10 if you're less than that. Yeah, it seems like an easy pick. This format is almost like every other Chaos Draft, low on synergy, although you can take the synergies where you can find them. But you want bombs, you want removal, and you want to stick to 2 colors with some small smashes. Here's an Evolving Wilds. There are also some tap lands that add life, but you basically found it best to be only 2 colors. And I get to follow up with being on color if I want to with the Mage's Attendant. Really solid 3/2 that adds another body that also messes up your opponent's non-creature spells. If your opponent is aware of it, they're not going to walk into the Mage's Attendant's token ability, but it is nice that it kind of stops your opponent from doing that. Rooting Moloch was awesome in Ikoria, but you need some cycles for this to be very good. It's still decent as a 4/4 for 5 that you can cycle, but it isn't as good as it was in Ikoria. And that's often in Chaos Draft you lose some of the synergy stuff. So I'm just gonna stay on the Mage's Attendant. Stay on white, I mean. Okay, the Antiquities War. Now that's not great. It's an artifact payoff, and it's kind of hard to get to work. So the only white card is here on Blessed Skies, kind of mediocre. It's a 3/3 for 5 you can get 2 1/1s if you have an enchantment, which you may end up with, but it's not that great. I think the best card is probably Electrify, though I don't think red-white is a super good combination in Chaos Draft. And the reason is that red is often aggressive, and it's hard to get aggressive decks to work in Chaos Draft. I kind of like Carrion Imp, 2/3 flyer, evasive threat that drains for 2. Seems solid. And also Desperate Farm is fine. And this card is a little too hard to work. So I think I'm going to take Carrion Imp. I think Black-White is a much better archetype than White-Red, just because White-Black has more... it doesn't have to be as aggressive, and you often have a lot of similar things going on with life gain and token makers, things like that. Okay, Call the Cavalry is a solid card, makes 2 bodies for 4 mana. Not the most powerful card, but Sagot Mamba, a card that's probably only good if you are in the Ikoria set. 3/1 for 2, also okay. Reckoner's Bargain, kind of okay. I think I'm gonna take Call the Cavalry though. It's a solid card and creates 2 bodies, so between Mage's Attendant and I have 2 cards that creates multiple bodies, which can make some synergies work, but also may make some go wide stuff being better. Patch Up is not bad, though I have another chance at a Call the Cavalry. I think I'm gonna prefer Swooping Protector though. 2/1 flash fly ends with a shield counter, and no one can play around that card in this set. It's very hard to play around cards in Chaos Draft. Glutton's Guest is again okay, but it's harder to get token synergies work. And I'm sure I'm white, but I'm less sure I'm gonna be black. I could be blue-white or green-white. Probably not red-white, but yeah. Okay. Ooh, Skymarch Blooder is a good card. 2/2 fly that drains for 1. This is fine. Twilight Panther is fine, but if I want to take Twilight Panthers, might as well take the better black card. I think Prying Owls is also probably a good card in Chaos Draft because it's kind of slow, and being up a card is nice, even though we have to pay 6 mana for it. I like this start. Got a bomb and some solid cards. And now there is best card here is Ares' Admonition. This is basically a Tolarian Geyser, but you can play it at instant speed if you don't want to draw a card, if you need to. Vulcan Epic was good in its format, less good here I think. There's also 2/3 Lifelinker, which could be okay. I could take Ares' Admonition as his best card and maybe go into other colors. Although Golden Tail is probably pretty solid though. Yeah, so I don't think it's not like RSS Admonition is even that good. Oh man, now red is open with Falcon Celebrant. This card is bad, this card is pretty good. This card is bad outside of mutate decks. This is best of one, so exposed to daylight's probably not great. I'm gonna take the Hacker now. And I love me a Vantersaur. I mean, it's a 3/6 for 6 Vigilance, which is kind of bad, but it does cycle for 1, so it's very hard for this card to be bad. I mean, if you're stuck on lands early, you can cycle it. And the Corruption is okay. I mean, it gets a little better when you have a bomb, but I do like me a Vantersaur. This is okay. Mind Rot is probably fine. But I think the Underseed Scavenger is going to be better. And I did wheel the Desperate Farmer. I think that card is playable. Electrify also with it, which is surprising. Let's put the Hacker here and probably Scavenger too. I want some more stuff that's good to sacrifice before I want to play this card. Take a free 1 for 2. My first 2 drops, so that's probably going to be in the deck for now. Alright. Curve is looking decent, a little high, but and I also have a lot of things that gain life. Guardians of Kolos, you can return historic, so that's sagas, artifacts, and legendary permanents. Not great right now, but I'll keep it in mind. Can be good with some sagas. Sometimes you can just redraw them and do it again. Do have lifelink, life drain, life gain. So I have a reasonable amount of cards that triggers from life gain, so I also have to keep that in mind. Oh man, now there is Ilhar the Razeboard, 6/6 trample for 5, and you can put a creature in from your hand into the battlefield. It also comes back when it dies, so that's awesome. What else is there here? Because I'm considering switching for this card. It's just that good. And it's not like my black cards are that insane, they're good. The alternative is to take like Vanquish the Weak, solid removal spell. I think that Scavenging Harp is kind of bad. Yeah, so I'm gonna take the Ilharg and see where I go from there. Oh, this is a white rat, that's pretty bad. You gain 20x life, goes on the bottom. So it's just life gain that can prevent you from decking. But don't really see why that's good. I think that Blood Press could be okay, but there is also Boros Challenger, awesome card. 2/3 Mentor, and you can get +1/+1. So I might just take that because I want to play this Ilhar, and then I'm gonna abandon my black cards. Yeah, so this is risky, but I'm early enough that it's gonna be decent, I think. Alright, so now we have an interesting pack. We have Daring Demolition, remove a spell, would have to go back into black. Portable Hole, okay, remove a spell. Cloister Gargoyle, not so great because you're not gonna be able to venture into the dungeon in this set. But I like Aviary Mechanic, 2/2 for 2. So it's an early play that I kind of want, but it also makes you rebuy a permanent, so I can get another drain with Carrion Imp. Or if I'm still black, I could also get back the Shield Cut on Swoop and Protect. I can get another 1/1 here. It's just a very solid card. You can also return your own land and replay it, so you can add mana. I like it. It's possible that this Ilhar kind of wrecked me here. Okay, so now there is Dawnfeather Eagle, nice in a go wide deck. Dreamstalker Manticore, which should ping whenever I cast a spell during my opponent's turn, which I basically don't have. Also Heliosphere, you can search for level for an aura, which I don't have, right? So it's not great. I mean, it could be okay, but I think it's and not really good right now. I'm gonna take Dawnfeather Eagle. Really nice with Call the Cavalry and Mage's Attendant. That's just a solid card. 3 mana evasive card that probably deals some damage to your opponent when you cast it. Okay, these are kind of bad. This Deadly Dispute, good black card if I want to abandon red. Audacious Infiltrator, free one basically. So I'll take Deadly Dispute and Sword of Waffle. Not sure if I'm gonna be black, white or red, white. Okay, now there is Expedition Healer, Eratas Renegade, a little pinger, but I'm not gonna get too much out of energy. Do I have any clerics? No. But I might, and it's a 2/2 for 2. Queen's Commission. Yoked Ox, Smeltward Wind Minotaur. Third Ogre. I think the Pyroclastic Helen is decent. 5 mana 4/5, you can return a land and it deals 2 damage to your opponent. I think it's better than the other stuff here. Maybe. Another Cloister Gargoyle. Goblin Banneret I remember being pretty good. Yeah. And Barging Sergeant, maybe? Don't think, even though I'm a little bit go wide, this is too slow. I can maybe cut these black cards. Yeah, this is rough. Another Barging Sergeant. Eldon Raider, maybe. Don't want Act of Treason. It's been a rough draft, but that's okay. Sweatbox Brawler is not terrible. Reckless Airstrike. And there is Dragon Whelp, okay. Fine Verdict, yeah, not so good. Cartouche of Seal, not so good. Valkyrie's Sword, slow. I mean, I only like it if you can spend 7 mana. So looks like there is no good black cards here, which is sort of a relief. I think Dragon Whelp's gonna be decent. It's a pretty threatening card. And these are mostly just bad, honestly. I think maybe Barging could be good. Don't think I have too many spirits. I don't have too many humans either, which means that Barging gets a little better. +2/+2 and you creatures gain Tramp, but that could be decent. And don't really have any good equipment. There is Phyrexian Rager. Oh man. But Trial is not that good. Say lesson, but I don't have any learn. The compulsory rest could be a decent card. Pacifism. And your opponent can sacrifice it for life, but 2 mana pacifism seems like it could be pretty good. And Pigment Storm isn't bad, 5 mana removal. Ooh, whenever you sacrifice a permanent, I don't have too much. There is a desert though, but I am only at 21 playables. Don't have any much sacrifice, but it is a 5/5 for 5, that's okay. Desert will be the alternative. That seems... Maybe I want Bargain. Yeah, Bargain might actually be better. Oh man, Gravedigger. But Feat of Resistance is pretty good. And seize the spoils. Magma Rot seems powerful, 5/5 for 4, and when you cast an increase, you get remove a counter. That was pretty good. Okay, I can probably cut Pyroclastic Helm a little slow. Yeah, this ended up being kind of bad, but I do have some bombs though. And we shall see. Hog him up. No spirits. Toolbox Brawler is not great. Don't have too many artifacts, basically none. And I want a cheaper card. Do have a lot of creatures, so that's nice. Constructed All-Star Otherworldly Gaze. No, it's a late Highland Forest. And a card that doesn't seem unplayable. Might actually be better than Keldon Raider, just because it's a way to burn your opponent out. Yeah. Okay, I am on the play with... I'm gonna keep it. I only need 1 land for me to have a functional hand. No. Now I will decline returning something. At least it's something I can cast. But gonna need some land. Ooh, that's a good one. 2/3 pumps up your humans, and oh, it gives them indestructible. Then you can return something to create a 1/1. But my opponent also missed a land drop, so Problem is that I got basically only creatures in my hand, and it's hard for me to punch through. Free vehicle, crew 2, and it dies whenever it gets 2 counters on it. Unfortunately, I didn't draw a land, so not much I can do. I mean, if I attack, my opponent just crews and eats my creature. Okay, Solemn is a good one. I think I'm almost certainly dead here. But it's 3 colors. Okay, I guess Mage's attack. But I don't think I'm winning this game either way. The problem is that I don't have any of my 2 5-color Mythic Bombs, and I don't have the lands either, so tough. There's a mountain though. Three, 4 is attacking here. I do have a clean sort of attack with the Zealot of the God Pharaoh, but I did put this into play. That's kind of costly in the sense that I won't have to bounce a 5-drop to draw an extra card. Does play a 3/3 Death Toucher though. Build 3 lands. Alright, so now I'm drawing lands, which means that Pigment Storm is on. So if I attack with everything here, what happens? My opponent crews this. Nah, it doesn't seem like it does much of anything. I can attack with this, but it probably just gets traded with the 3/3. So how about I play Dragon Whelp and try to take to the air? My thought process is that I can next turn kill the 3/4 flyer and then start getting in there with the Dragon Whelp. I also have access to Mage's Attendant too, so I have a little bit of a ray of hope here in the sense that I might be able to take through the air here. But we shall see. Okay. Compulsory rest I could also do. That would allow me to keep open what's it called? Mage's Attendant plus pump this for twice. So I think that's better. Another thing is that I might be able to use Pigment Storm to burn my opponent out here. So I can attack for 4. I have this as a burn. Card can burn my opponent. I have Pigment Storm that could deal up to 4 if I target a 1 toughness creature. My opponent can gain 2 life at some point, but my opponent is also stuck on lands. I have a Mage's Attendant token, so it looked hopeless earlier, but now it's looking like I have a shot here. Of course, if my opponent finds a removal spell for Dragon Whelp that goes through my 1/1 token, then things are looking tough again, but we shall see. Bouncing that with the Moon Circle attack was really costly, but I understand why, but dead weight on my 1/1 token. Okay, I mean, I understand why, but now that okay, a land. I'm going to attack. Probably only pumping it once, but because I might as well just use the Zealot. Okay, returns it and draws a card. Okay. So I could play some stuff or I can deal my opponent 2. I don't think playing my cards does much, so... But I do also have some bombs left in my deck. Okay. I'm just gonna trade here, take 4. Okay, another one. Alright. That means that the Drax is going to be available for blocks. Yeah, things are looking less good now, but... we shall see. Exploit. Okay, that's also pretty good. Guess you can just sacrifice the Watcher, but I guess you could sacrifice some of the Solemn too. No? Okay. Take 2 and... Alright, so now Mountain isn't the worst draw. I think I'm just gonna cast Dragon Whelp and Challenger, because I could maybe mentor on the Whelp if I pump the Challenger. In either case, Headless Rider, okay, 3/1 whenever zombie, you get another zombie, and I guess the Rotile Garante is a zombie. So blocking isn't great, taking 5 isn't great either though. I guess I'll take it. For now. I think I may only need one more hit with Dragon Whelp and then maybe Pigment Storm can do the rest. But not sure that's gonna be possible. Bone Splinters. Well, scratch that plan, I guess. Get to draw a lot of cards here, or I guess only one, but also it's another zombie. Yeah, things are not looking good. But so Pigment Storm can deal 4 at some point. This can start doming, but I think I need to develop my board here. I think I'll do is Pigment Storm here. So deal the 4, control the board a little bit. Play this. Maybe I can mice something like maybe Run Amok. It's gonna be very tough, but I think I will block here. I know that my opponent's probably has something, but no. I kind of want my opponent to tap out and or use the removal spell so I can maybe top deck Run Amok. Okay. Points up to... Oh, that wasn't Tranquil Cove. Okay. Well, I'll play this, which does a good job of holding off my opponent's creatures. Play my land and... Just activate this. No, I should not. I want to pump. Have the possibility of pumping Boros Challenger. So what could I draw? Run Amok could maybe do it. Okay. I think I will block here and take the dragster damage. Now I could have blocked with Boros Challenger and pumped, but if I do, I don't get to activate the Zealot. So, yep, let's draw a card. There is Run Amok. Should I just go for it here? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get any better, yeah. It's fine. I think if one had a removal spell, it's possible I would have used it during my opponent's turn to avoid me from activating this, but I only need to get through for one here, because the Zealot can do the rest. So it looks like I might be able to steal this game. Okay, so let's see here. Two, three. Okay. Well, the best is probably to play Run Amok on this, because then I can't respond with some -2 stuff. Wow, okay. So this game shows why you shouldn't scoop too early. Alright, this hand is actually better. The question is, do I cycle Ventusor turn 1? Yeah, now that I didn't draw anything, I think I will. Because I have good stuff in my hand, I don't really need that. It makes 2 1-1s. My opponent is also red-white, by the way. Ooh, that was a sick draw. Right on top. Here it was an advantage to be on the draw, because I hadn't been on the draw, I wouldn't have drawn Boros Challenger in turn 2. Because they're looking pretty good. Well, my opponent killed that. Okay. That is unfortunate, but we have nice plays coming up. This first, then either Sweeping Protector, Dragon Whelp, and then Angel of Grace. Just flash flying and makes sure you can die and you can exile and maybe gain some life. Although my opponent goes back with the Glorious Anthem, which I couldn't counter because I didn't have any mana. I'm just gonna have to take the trade here. Then next turn I'm going to I can either play Dragon Whelp or Swooping Protector. I like Dragon Whelp. Yeah, sure, I can ambush that, but my Dragon already stops it, so... Glorious Anthem. Do I have any answer for that? Not sure. Exile from the graveyard, left over becomes 10. Okay, Firefist Adept does not do it. I mean, it deals 1. So my 1/1 goes bye-bye, but at least my opponent did not kill my Dragon Whelp. Okay, so do I want to flash this in? Maybe eat the 2/2. Yeah, I think so. I mean, opponent should be suspicious here because of I didn't pump Dragon Whelp, but the idea is to block the 2/2, and if my opponent has something to deal with my Angel, at the very least I can maybe gain some life later in the game by exiling it. And if my opponent doesn't have an answer, I probably just win with the 5/4 flyer. So whatever happens, I'm getting some value out of this Angel. Unless it gets exiled, of course. And it didn't. Well, okay. Let's see here. Let's start by attacking. And then I can either play Compulsory Arrest on that and Golden Tail Disciple, or I can play Banneret plus Swooping Protector. Interesting. Banneret can maybe mentor up something, but it's kind of expensive. Now let's just do this. And this 4/4 is going to be a little problematic, so might as well deal with it sooner rather than later. And now, if my opponent wants to spend a removal spell on Dragon Whelp, I get a hit with Golden Disciple, which is nice. So kind of like my spot here, but a lot of game left to be played. The way this, okay, my opponent did nothing. The way this backfires is if my opponent plays some bomby creature, but yeah. Yes, I attack. See what happens. Okay, Omen of the Sun, creating 2/2/2s and gaining some life. Unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna play Goblin Banneret for sure, and probably flashing Swooping Protector. Eat the 2/2. Opponent cannot scry. Opponent should again be suspicious since I didn't pump Dragon Whelp, but my opponent is at a little too high of life total for me to go completely all in on Dragon Whelp. I think I'd rather play a Protector, which also is evasive, and the shield counter should be able to eat 2/2. Also, my opponent can gain life with the creature that's been hit by Compulsory Arrest. Okay, Rumbling Rockslide deals with that. Let's see if my opponent attacks here. If not, I get to keep the shield counter at least, so it's again okay. Now, I could sort of